Good morning, everyone. Pete Pardo here from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to another edition of Ranking the Albums. Today we're going to look at the very short discography, because they're somewhat of a newish band, of Black Country Communion, a modern-day supergroup comprising Glenn Hughes on bass and vocals. Of course, Glenn from Deep Purple, Trapeze, Black Sabbath, Hughes Thrall, right? A lot of other projects. All right. Currently in the Dead Daisies. On guitar and vocals, Joe Bonamassa. All right. Modern day blues rock veteran. All right. Still pretty young, but man, he's been playing since he was a teenager. All right. On drums, Jason Bonham. Of course, Jason, the son of John, former drum legend, late drum legend of Led Zeppelin. Jason's also played with a lot of folks throughout his career. Foreigner, UFO, Bonfire, all sorts of other bands, right? And then Derek Sherinian on keyboards, formerly of Dream Theater, currently of Sons of Apollo. He's played with Kiss. He's played with Yngwie Malmsteen, Planet X. Okay, plenty of solo albums to his credit too. Keyboardist extraordinaire. Together, they formed Black Country Communion, formed in 2009. Okay, released their debut album just a short time after that. They've got 4 studio albums to their credit, 1 live album. I'm a big fan. All right. First of all, I love kind of bluesy 70s style hard rock. All right. Big fan of that kind of thing. That's what these guys are channeling. And, they've had started off with a bang in 2010, released 3 albums in succession each year. Then, started having some disagreements within the group. Glenn Hughes wanted to make this a full-time gig, wanted to go out and tour. Joe obviously has a very lucrative solo career, so he really couldn't commit. So the guys kind of went their separate ways. A little bit of bad blood at the beginning, at least that's what you'd read. But then a few years later, start talking again. They get back together and record their 4th album and release that in 2017. We'll see kind of where this kind of all takes them, because, Glenn right now is busy with Dead Daisies. All the guys are kind of doing their other thing, Sherinians with Sons of Apollo. Not quite sure what Jason Bonham is doing right at the moment. But Joe obviously is getting ready to release a new album, and, he's forever touring and stuff. So I'm sure that they'll get back together. They're more of a studio band at this point. Maybe they play a couple live dates here and there, but have played very, very little live over the years. So anyway, I'm going to rank their catalog. This was very difficult for me. I even up to right before taping, I'm switching albums around and stuff, because I really love all 4 of them, almost equally. But I had to rank them, and, my ranking could change tomorrow, and just let it be known that there is not much separating any of these. All right. Like I said, I like all of these a lot. The Black Country Communion has been one of my favorite newer bands that have come out in the last decade or so. And I listen to them all the time, and I love all 4 guys in this band, and I think they work really, really well together. So I'm going to go starting off at number 4. Again, I switched this order out so many times, but at number 4, I'm going to go with Black Country Communion 2, their sophomore release, or second release. Again, it's quite good. It's quite good. I just maybe like the other 3 a little bit better. And, of course, this one came out in 2011. It's got the excellent Man in the Middle. I love the kind of moody, kind of folky Battle for Hadrian's Wall. That's sung by Bonamassa. So, of course, Glenn Hughes sings the bulk of the songs on all these albums, but usually Bonamassa sings, anywhere from 1 to 3 on each album. The Outsider's a great tune. Smokestack Woman, good kind of hard driving blues rock and boogie. Faithless, good catchy song. An Ordinary Son, I really dig a lot. Crossfire's a great tune. It's a really good album. It's a really good album, but I just think I like the others the best. All right, next up, we're going to go with their 3rd album from 2012, Afterglow. This was actually ranking a little higher in my list until like this morning when I was listening to another one again, and I'm like, oh man, I think there's certain songs on this other one that I like a little bit better than some of the stuff on this album, so I kind of flip-flopped it around. This was originally came in at number 2. Today it's going to be number 3. This Is Your Time, Midnight Sun, great song. Big Train. I love the Snarling Confession. There's some really gritty, heavy blues rock on here. Cry Freedom, good chorus on there. I absolutely love the title track, Afterglow. It's kind of moody, kind of mystical. Killer guitar work from Bonamassa. What else? Common Man, The Circle. Crawl is a good tune. It's a really good album. But coming in at number 2, I'm going to go with BCC4, released in 2017. One of the things I like about this album is there's a lot of diversity on this album. I think this album is, out of all the 4 albums, I think this is the most different because it's got a lot of flavors and textures on it. It's got the Killer, Collide, all right, which is a typical Black Country Communion type piece. Then you got Over My Head, real catchy, all right, real catchy. The last song from My Resting Place is a, Bonamassa-led track that's just got some real kind of nice guitar textures and nice blues nature to that. It's kind of moody, emotional, and great vocals. I really love the vocals on that. Then you've got the kick-ass Sway. Sway is a killer track, one of my favorite Black Country Communion tracks. Then perhaps my favorite song on this album, and a very emotional song called The Cove. And that, I love the message. I'm a big kind of animal lover, and as is Glenn Hughes. So he basically wrote this song as a plea for humanity, and specifically what's going on in Southeast Asia with the once a year slaughter of the dolphins. All right, that they kind of back into a cove and kill them. It's just terrible. And, we've got so many wonderful creatures on this earth that are endangered. Got the elephants and the tigers and the rhinos and the dolphins and all, it's like it's a great plea to humanity to stop the insanity. And I totally agree with Glenn. And, I think if we don't slow down what we're doing and stop all this senseless greed, when it comes to, ivory and rhino horns and pelts and all that kind of stuff, sold for money. It's all about money. I mean, there's going to be no animal species on this planet anymore. So I love the message in that song. And it's a chilling song. It's like a slow blues tune. It reminds me so much of classic Free, all right, with a killer guitar solo from Bonamassa, who's, Paul Kossoff is one of his all-time favorites. And he totally kind of harnesses him on that song. What else we got in here? Wanderlust is great. Awake is a very cool tune. It's kind of Zeppelin-y. Zeppelin and proggy, right? Also, Love Remains. Wanderlust also has a kind of Zeppelin feel. I don't know. It's just a really, really good album, and it's got a lot of different textures on it, a lot of different styles. I really dig it a lot, and it kind of shows all the different interests of the band kind of coming together into this big melting pot. Very, very cool. Number 1, I'm going to go with their debut from 2010. I just think that this one is probably the heaviest hitter out of all of them. Just a lot of great, beefy, heavy blues rock songs on here. And this is probably their most kind of like 70s style sounding album, I think. And the Hughes' bass on this album is just killer. The kickoff track, Black Country, man. I mean, just great stuff. And the guitar comes firing in. One Last Soul is a good kind of like groove-laden R&B heavy rocker, man. Totally dig it. The Great Divide, excellent, catchy. Down Again, Beggar Man, great heavy song. Sons of Yesterday, or Song of Yesterday, sorry. Another really cool, memorable song. What else? Medusa. They do a very cool remake of the old trapeze classic. Killer. It's a great song anyway. The Revolution in Me, another great, memorable song. Let's see. Stand at the Burning Tree, good, lengthy song. A lot of great guitar solos in that. Sister Jane is probably the sleeper track on here, and that's just a great kind of like barnstorming early 70s style rocker, kind of like the Faces of the Stones. Maybe a little Humble Pie. It's just got a lot of balls to it. Kicks ass, ton of groove. That should have been like a hit in any different era, man. That could have been a total hit. And Too Late for the Sun kind of finishes things out. Long, epic track. A lot of great instrumentation, keyboard solos, killer guitar solos from Bonamassa. I just love it a lot. So that's my number 1 pick from Black Country Communion, the debut. So in order, number 1, the first self-titled debut. Number 2, BCC4. Their 4th release. Number 3, Afterglow, also their 3rd release. And number 4, I'm going to go with Black Country Communion 2, their sophomore release. But again, love them all. Love them all. This is if you have not heard Black Country Communion, and you're asking me where to start, I'll tell you, get all 4 of them. Just get all 4 of them, man. They're all great. And just, to me, a breath of fresh air over the last decade. Again, I love all 4 guys, and I've been following all 4 guys for a while to see them come together. For me, it's great when a supergroup really works. And to me, those guys work. And it's a shame that they all couldn't do this band full time, because I think that they could really win over a lot of people. All right, because it's all about playing live, right? And Black Country Communion, unfortunately, hasn't done much of that at all. So in this day and age, it's not as much about selling albums and reaching people through albums. It's about going out there and playing live. I understand today in this climate right now, nobody can play live, but when hopefully things get back to normal, these guys somewhere down the road decide to do it again, crank out another album, and go out on a 3-month tour and visit lots of big places. I think that'd be really cool. So anyway, this is on the web at www.catranquility.org. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, of course, we're here on the mighty YouTube all the damn time. So you're asking, Pete, what do you got coming up? Let's see. I think I'm going to try today to crank out a listening room show, because I've gotten a lot of new things in. Because we all have a lot of time in our hands, so it's like I've been ordering a lot of music and getting a lot of new stuff in. So I might do that. Gonna do some other new album reviews over the weekend. Oh, also I want to from the bottom of my heart, I want to thank everybody for the totally positive and wonderful response on yesterday's "What You Are Listening to Today" episode, which was the first episode, and that's what I love so much about this channel and this community, because I know the last couple of weeks have been difficult for everybody. Been difficult for me on the channel, because I'm seeing, we're seeing a lot of new people come visit the channel, and I got to tell you, a lot of the negativity that's just around the world these days, and it's been floating onto our channel in the comments section. It's been getting me down a bit, as I'm sure you can tell. But I decided yesterday to do this let's just do a feel-good video where everybody can kind of get back to doing what we always did so well on this channel, is just bring together the community. And you guys did exactly what I asked of you, and it was just absolutely wonderful. I spent a good amount of time. I couldn't get through them all because there were so many comments. But one of the things I asked everybody is to let the world know what you're listening to, what music you're listening to, albums, songs, bands, whatever, that's kind of helping you get through the day, all right, based on what's going on out there. And I asked everybody to, voice what they're listening to and why and how it's helping you. And, we've got a lot of views on the video, but more importantly, thousands of comments, all right, from people just talking about the music that's helping them out right now. And people commenting on comments, and everybody kind of, yeah, man, that's great. I love that choice, and that's what we used to do all the time on this channel. All the time. And we've kind of gotten away from that a little bit, all right? We've kind of gotten away from that. And I love the sense of kind of family and community that video brought yesterday. And that's why I want to see more of that kind of stuff. All right. Because I've seen too much of the opposite end of that lately. And that just kind of bums me the hell out. But this was exactly what I wanted to see. All right. Just people talking about the music that's helping them through their day, through this time. And people just almost like virtually high-fiving each other and saying, and get other people giving other people recommendations and inspirations and all that kind of stuff. So like I said in the video, it wasn't about me and what I was listening to yesterday so much as I wanted you guys to start conversing amongst each other about what's helping you out in this time. I'm telling you, music heals people. So we're going to do more of that. Okay, so look forward to that every week. And like I said, I spent a lot of time last night trying to go through the comments and just comment on some stuff as I could. There was just too many of them. But hopefully some of you saw those, and it was really cool to see, and it really made me happy last night. I went to bed last night feeling really good about things, and that's what it was all about, right? So anyway, back to what's coming up. So I might try to get to a listening room today, because I got a lot of stuff to show you, stuff that I'm listening to and getting in. Hopefully some new product reviews. You may not see any more ranking the albums today. I'm not really sure. But, coming up, all right, tomorrow, Steve Keeler and Chris Allo coming on to join me to do a Metallica ranking the studio albums. All right, Steve Keeler and I are going to be doing a Opeth top 10 song show. All right, coming up in the not too distant future. All right, Jeff Young and I are going to do some stuff with Fleetwood Mac. All right, I'm going to rank the albums, and if I can get to it this weekend, I'll do it on Ronnie James Dio. Coming up soon, going to rank the albums of Rival Sons. Coming up soon, going to rank the albums of Vandergraaf Generator, Soft Machine. All right? All sorts of stuff happening. All right? My list is long, so we'll get to them as we get to them, right? But just let you guys know I'm going to keep pumping this stuff out because I know this is the type of thing we all need. It's not only good therapy for me to kind of break away from things for a few minutes each day to talk to you guys and talk about stuff that I love. I mean, this, music to me is everything. But I think, from what I'm hearing, it's important for you guys to be able to, listen to my words, converse with other people on the channel. And you know what? If that's what makes the kind of us take one step at a time, day by day to a better day, then we're going to do it. We're going to do it. All right. So guys, be well. We'll talk to you real soon, all right? This is on the web at www.seatranquility.org. We're on Facebook. We're on Twitter. Of course, we're here on YouTube all the damn time. See you later. Bye-bye.